Dear Father, I stand today, just want to say thank you, Lord, for everything that you've done for me. Somebody's gonna need you, Lord. Somebody's gonna need a friend. Well, I stopped by to let you know that I know somebody that'll stick closer than a mother, somebody that'll stick closer than even a father. Well, friend, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I know Jesus will never let you down. No. Whenever you need him, I know.
Davis. You guys, today is my birthday, so I want to thank God for another year. I want to just thank God for this platform. Thank God for Roscoe's Media Center, Roscoe Chicken and Waffle, Johnny Morris Keno, Melissa, my tech guy Kevin back there, and my guests, of course. And of course, you guys. Thank you guys so much for joining in today. And today we having a show that's all about relationship. We're talking about relationships. And, you know, it's my birthday, so you guys, if you want to call in, the phone number is you can call in at 323-965-1600. Did we put it up on the, okay, yeah, it's up there on the screen, you guys, okay, it's 323-965-1600. So if you want to call in and chime in on any questions or you have any statements you want to make, you guys feel free to call in, okay? Okay, so we're going to get started. I have a return guest today, my sister Jewel. And then I also have a new guest today, a good friend of mine, JT. And I'm going to let JT introduce herself. JT, you can introduce yourself and let the people know a little something about yourself.
Well, I'm John Smith Jr. I grew up in the Midwest, went in the military, did a extent in the military, retired recently from the Terrorist Watch Division of Southern California Edison Intercon Security Division. Okay. And I'm just happy to be here. Very nice.
And I'm happy that you're here too. Jewel, okay, you can introduce yourself again because you've been here before, but
I have. Hi, I'm Jewel. I'm Gail's sister. And I came out today to support my sister. Today is her birthday, so you guys can call in and wish her a happy birthday.
Yeah,
she stated earlier we're doing a talk show on relationships.
Exactly.
And so do call in and chime in and, you know, give us your stories, your experiences, just whatever you have for us.
Yeah, you guys call in. Okay, and I do have my daughter here in the studio, but she's not getting on camera today, you guys, but she is here supporting too. Okay, so we're going to start off with relationship. JT, we're going to start out with you now. Forest relationships dating 2016 versus dating like 95, right, or 85. What's something that you could tell us that you noticed that have changed, and how is it affecting dating today with some of your friends, you know, people that you might know about?
Well, I'm going to say that the electronic media now has really played a horrific part of dating. Instead of a more person-to-person, it's online, or you go to a website. You have a tendency to talk to people you've never even seen before, ever even met before. and they can feed you anything over the media.
Exactly.
And so versus say back in the 80s, 90s, during a era of mine, people were more personable.
Right.
They didn't use any type of electronic devices other than a telephone or a pager
Yeah.
at that particular time.
Yeah.
So dating has really changed, and people are more, I'd say, skeptical, and they're misleading, deceiving. So you have to be very careful when you start dating in this era.
You definitely do. And I'm glad you brought that point out, JT, because it's so funny because back in the days, and you too, you know this too, Jill, we had just one house phone, right?
Exactly.
And everybody trying to get on the phone. The phone is busy. You didn't have no call waiting. We didn't have call waiting, three-way calling. We didn't have none of that, right?
Absolutely.
And it was personal and all the texts, right? Because now so many people, they in a relationship, but they text the whole time.
Pretty much.
And it wasn't text back then. It was like, oh, come to the window, right? Somebody be throwing a rock at the window. Remember that, y'all?
Yes.
You know, you might go to a friend's house or some guy might be coming to see a girl and he gonna throw a rock at the window, try to get her attention. Hey, come downstairs for a minute, you know. And so it used to be more personal, and it used to be actually more, I think it was a little bit more better, because personal is always better, I think.
Absolutely.
I think it's always better. And one thing that I've noticed, oh yeah, Trudy, chime in. Is there anything that you noticed?
I was just going to say, it does give you the ability to meet people that you wouldn't otherwise meet.
Okay, for online dating.
Online dating.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
so it has its benefits as well as, you know, negative. You just really have to be careful with the online dating because you really don't know who's on the other end of that line.
Exactly.
And there is a lot of deception in the online dating, you know. But for me, to be honest, I like online dating because I'm the type of person that I like to talk for at least 3 or 4 months even before our first date.
Okay.
And it gives me an opportunity to really get to know someone, you know. So I'm all for online dating. You know, I'm not online dating at this point because I'm actually in a relationship.
Woo-hoo.
But
and how did you meet your in a relationship
actually,
right
I
now?
met my friend, and his name is Michael. I met him online.
Okay.
Through one of the dating sites. And
how long did you guys talk before you started dating?
Just like I mentioned earlier, we talked for about 3 months.
Okay.
Pretty much every day, you know, a couple times throughout the day, you know, and just really gave us a chance to really get to know each other, you know, without, you know, having to have any pressure, you know, of any sort. And so, yeah, I really like the online dating.
And so you like the relationship that is working good?
Oh, yeah, the relationship is going very well. We're going on 5 months strong.
Okay.
And yes.
That's pretty
and
good.
So, you know, he actually lives in a different city than I do, which I'm okay with that as well.
Okay.
You know, because I don't have to have anyone up under me all the time.
So long distance for you is
long
working.
distance works for me. Yes.
Okay. And so that's another different thing about dating now and back then. Usually people did not date unless they were in the same remote area or city. You know what I'm saying? Usually back then it was no long distance relationships. So now, like JT was saying about the online dating, that's a big difference between dating now and dating back then.
Yes.
Okay, so JT, can you give us some more examples of, like, you know, for us dating? Because you are a gentleman, definitely. You are a gentleman in all sorts of the word. So can you tell some of our younger guys out there about dating and some of the things that's good to do when you're taking a woman on a date?
Well, first of all, you must be respectful. And a lot of the younger group, don't show very much respect. They don't open doors. They don't pull out chairs. Not because they don't know about it. Some of them want to be hardcore. And seem like now most of your younger ladies, they want a bad boy instead of a guy that treats them like a lady.
Okay, talk about that.
So that's another thing too. It all depends on the individuals.
Right.
And for me, I mean, I've always been a gentleman, and I'm always be one. So that's the way I was brought up.
Right.
Yeah. But these younger, like I said, the younger generation, they'll come to that point, but they need some mentoring.
Right.
They need mentoring, and once they receive that, then they can be a better person, and their date would appreciate it.
Exactly.
Yeah, would definitely appreciate it.
And when you say mentoring, I think there should be some type of grouping for young guys to learn how to date correctly. And
Yeah.
young women too, you
Yes,
know what I'm saying?
young
Because young women as well need to learn how to date correctly, and not only that, they need to know their worth, and they need to know when a guy is coming to pick me up, he needs to pick me up, hopefully some flowers and candy or whatever, and open up the door like JT was saying. When we go to dinner, pull out the chairs and put the jacket on for you and stuff like that. It needs to be more of that, so, and it needs to be more personal. But I feel that today dating is so, the reason why it's not so personal no more, I think because people feel they have too many options. They're like, oh, if I can't date you, I'll just go date Sally down the street or Sue down the street or John up the street or whatever, So I think that's part of the reason too, that people are not making each other special.
Right.
And it's more like, oh, you're an option. You're just one of my options, It's not that you're somebody special to me. You're just somebody that's an option for me. Because there's so many people on the internet, up and down the street, at the clubs, at the store, at the laundromat, wherever you go, right?
Exactly.
And me, myself, I mean, I prefer online dating is okay, because I like online dating too, but I like to meet someone in the store, at the laundromat, or wherever. I think that's nice, because you actually get to see the person. Because sometimes online dating, you got lucky, Trudy. I've been in a situation like that too from online dating. But sometimes people that's dating, they're like that catfish thing. They're not even looking like who they say they are. They're not, acting like how they're talking to you online or whatever. And so you don't know. And a lot of times they're in a relationship.
Right.
A lot of the times the people that's online dating, they're already in a relationship and they just bored and they just want a side piece, and that's about it.
Well, I can actually say that when I did finally meet with Michael, there was no surprises, on either end.
Awesome. Okay.
We had exchanged pictures and, again, just had been on the phone talking and really getting to know each other on an intellectual level,
So he looked exactly like his picture too?
He did.
Oh, that was beautiful.
And he does. Yes, he does.
That was beautiful.
And, Michael is a gentleman. He's a 20-year Navy vet. And
Okay.
so he's retired Navy, and he is a complete gentleman. He does the flower thing. He does the opening of doors. And pretty much that's the type of guy that I had to have in my life, because
Right.
I have not dated a lot in my life, and that's been by choice.
Right.
And when I did decide that I wanted to date, it had to be someone that had the old core values and the morals.
Okay. We
you
were
know.
talking about that on last week's show, yeah.
Yes,
The morals, yeah, from
yes,
old school.
from old school, yes,
Yeah.
because I remember, coming up with aunts and uncles who had been in marriages for 50 plus years.
Oh yeah,
You
talk
know,
about that.
my best friend
Talk about
just
that.
celebrated her 30th year anniversary.
Okay.
You know, so we're, you know, I come up around people who have been in relationships for long term.
right,
And
right.
that's the model in which I want to follow, you know,
Right.
if I'm going to be in a relationship.
exactly.
And so, again, when I decided that I did want to be in a relationship, you know, those were some of the important topics that we talked about up front.
Really,
Yes, you
I
know.
like that.
Yes, because I'm just not a game player at all. I don't really have time for game. You
Right,
know, I've
right,
played a
right.
lot of game with my students in my classroom, but when it comes to dating, I have zero tolerance for ignorance, foolishness, or any type of gameplay. You know, and so we talked about a lot of important issues in the beginning. You know, because to me.
Right, right.
Again, I don't like to waste anyone's time, and I don't want anyone wasting my time.
Okay, you
Matter of
talk
fact, I'm not
about
going to
that,
allow
then.
anyone to waste my time.
You talk about
You know,
that.
and so I had to make sure that we were on the same page when it comes down to the most important things.
The most important
You know,
things, exactly. The top things. huh?
Yes, the very important things. And so I could say that I'm new at dating because even though I'm a little bit older and mature, I have not dated a lot throughout my life, and again, that's been by choice. And now that I've decided to date, it's a very new experience for me, and it's one that I welcome. You know, and it comes full of surprises. The guy that I'm dating, he's a big kid at heart, and I love that about him because, you know, everything is not always so serious. You
Ooh,
know,
yeah.
and
Flexibility.
It
I
can be
like
that
the
serious
fact
all the
that
time.
he can be serious when he needs to be serious,
Right,
but
right.
he doesn't have to be serious at all the time, you know. And we
Right.
can laugh and we can joke and we can play and, you know, we can have fun, you know.
Yeah.
We're not just like robots, you know. You know, just going our way, but we can actually, you know, spend quality time together, having a good time.
That is good. I like that. Because I know you, I'm your sister, and what she's saying is true. She really haven't dated a lot in her life, and that's by choice, of course, because she's very beautiful. So, you know, yeah, everybody have a choice.
Yes.
And so, JT, do you have anything else to tell people out there about dating? Because, like, back, you know, a few years ago, because, you know, you're still young. So back a few years ago, when you first started out dating, so who raised you? Who got you into this mode of dating the way you do? Like being a gentleman and everything.
Well, actually, my uncles and my dad, my parents,
Okay.
they taught. Well, being church-minded, that's another thing. Godliness.
Oh, that plays a big part, right?
That plays a big part in it. And chivalry hasn't been lost totally.
Okay.
It hasn't been lost totally. But
Okay.
like she was saying, like no games. I mean, you don't have to play games. I mean, life is too short for all that
It
anyway.
is.
Talk about it.
And once you surpass that part of life, it should be happiness.
See, exactly.
You shouldn't be going through a lot of unnecessary stress because that's what's killing a lot of people. Is unnecessary stress that
Unnecessary.
you as an individual bring on because of someone else's actions.
Right.
So
See?
once you surpass all that, it should be smooth sailing.
Exactly.
It should be smooth sailing.
Yeah, and I like that because back in the days, you know, people really did date for years on top of years. And you know what's so funny, you guys? I see a lot of the cousins on Facebook, right? And they always cooking. I'm like, that's how they got them husbands. Because I'm telling you, them girls, Unique, Debbie, and you know, a lot of the cousins,
Antoinette.
No. Anita, yeah, because, you know, we just meet them, so, but they all cook all the time, and they always posting pictures of plates, right? So, the way to a man's stomach is to The way to a man's heart is to his
is to
stomach.
Yeah.
So, ladies, cook, okay? Cook for your man, right? When I get another man, I will be cooking for my man, definitely, because my cousins, they put pictures of food all the time, and they married, though. They've been married for years. And that's a blessing to even know that within your family bloodline, that you have family members that have actually been married for years and not divorced.
Right.
But a lot of them in Denver and in Texas, and even on mom's side and on dad's side, they've been married for years,
Yes.
you know? And I'm like, that's a beautiful thing to know that, you know, that helps me know that I can do it one day. One day it'll happen for me too, right? But another thing, you guys, about dating today versus back then, people waited to have sex.
Yes.
You know, people
Yes.
waited. People might have dated for 2 years or 3 years or a year and with no sex.
Right.
Yeah.
Today is so different. You know, like people can meet in one night and have sex, and that's just not the way to go because you don't even know the person.
Right.
You got to get to know the person before you really know the person.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, so I see stuff, everything is so microwavable now. Like, ooh, I want it quick. And quick is good sometimes, especially if I hit the lottery quick. If I hit the lottery quick,
Yes.
that's going to be okay, right?
Yes.
But quick with this sex thing, you know, so of course I am waiting for marriage
Yes.
before sex again. You know, I've been married before, but I'm waiting now, you know, and I feel good about myself for making a decision. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people is not trying to wait. They're not trying to do it God's way. And everybody see the world doing it, and, you know, it looks fun, but it's really not. It's like a roller coaster sometimes. You know, and I've been down the road. I've been on the roller coaster a few times, so I'm okay. I'm waiting, you know, and I'm trying to do it God's way. Because I feel like if you do it right, it'll come out right.
Yes.
And if you do it wrong, if you started off wrong, it's going to come out wrong because it's just not right.
Yes.
And for some people, it works. You know, it works for a while. And maybe not, and they might look up years later and it then don't work, you know. But I think the people that's doing it right, like the older people that's like still together, still married, like Mom and Dad Pullum, we're going to have them on the show in about a month. I'm going to have them on the show. They've been married, I think, 60 years.
Wow.
Yeah, Mom and Dad Pullum been married a long, maybe even more than that, because Dad is like about 90 something, Mom is 80 something. So they've been married 65, a lot of years. And they are coming on the show in about a month, as soon as they come back from vacation. Because, you know, they older and they still going on vacation.
Yes.
And they still in love with each other. And so I asked Mom and Dad Pullum, and these two was the only one able to give me the answer. I'm like, Mom, Dad, how do you know if that person is the right person? And finally I got the answer I was looking for. They told me that when you guys are outdoing yourself, trying to outdo yourself and make each other happy, that's when you know that that's the one. When he's trying to do everything to make you happy, and then you're trying to do everything to make him happy, and you guys are trying to outdo each other, that's when you know that you got, you know, hopefully your soulmate. Because that's who I'm waiting on, is my soulmate. And it's going to happen, you guys. So anyway, in the meantime, JT, Jules, you guys chime in on some more stuff about relationship. Callers, call in.
Yeah, I just wanted to say,
Got some time?
with me and my friend, we too have decided to wait, you know, because again,
Awesome. That's beautiful.
I'm not one to jump into anything quick.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Sometimes I can move as slow as a turtle when it
Beautiful.
comes to relationships. But in this relationship, it's going very well, you know,
Okay.
but we do not have sex. And that's
Awesome.
something that I plan not to do until I get married, because
Yeah.
I understand my value and my worth.
Right.
And I know that I'm precious in God's sight. And
Yeah.
so I don't need
In
a
the marriage
man.
bed is what? Not defiled,
Not
right?
defiled.
Not defiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need a man to define me. And I
Yeah.
think that is one of the biggest problems that we have with a lot of our young people today.
Right.
They're
right.
trying to discover who they are,
Exactly,
you know, and they're
exactly.
finding themselves in other people, you know.
Right,
and
right.
so for me, you know, just knowing who I am and whose I am,
Right.
you know,
right.
that kind of puts me ahead of the game because,
Right.
again, I don't need my friend to validate me.
Exactly.
And so, you know, as I said, we spoke about the important things. You know, of course, sex was a topic, and we had to understand each other, and we had to be on the same page with that. Because again, I'm not going to get into a relationship knowing that I'm not planning to have sex until marriage,
Right.
and be deceiving to the guy.
Right.
You know, I'm
Be
very
upfront,
upfront.
right?
I'm
Yeah.
very upfront. You know, I let them know right away. You know, this is how I roll, and either you rolling that way with me, or we're not rolling together at all.
Exactly. And I think
And
that's
so-
the most important thing. Be upfront with everything.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So JT, what you have anything chime in on that part?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have to be honest. I mean, really
Right.
honest.
Yes.
Right.
But no one wants to be honest anymore.
no, see?
They want to play the game of
Right.
I got the upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Wow.
what difference does it make whose hands they are? Both all the hands come together.
That's right.
That is so deep right there, what you just said.
Yeah, both-
Because
all the
everybody
hands
do
come
want to kind of have the upper hand, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a power like a corporation. It's a power struggle,
Wow.
and I think that is one of the worst things that's going on in our society because
Okay.
our younger ones they can visualize what's going on.
Right. Right.
Like they've taken out all the godliness in schools.
See.
Okay, the
See.
teacher's scared of the students,
Right.
See.
and the teacher can't really report to anybody because if he goes to the principal he's scared of the school board, and
Wow.
the school board is scared of whoever's up
Higher up,
higher
yeah.
up, and the kid ain't scared of nothing.
scared of-
He ain't scared
Ooh.
of nothing.
Man.
Yeah,
That's it.
so that's another thing. People aren't afraid to do what they want to do,
Yes.
but they can't be honest with you about it.
Man, I like that because that is so true.
Be honest with you about it.
Because back in the days, people were afraid to have sex before marriage.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a big thing. Now it's like it's no big deal, right?
It's almost required.
It's almost required, you know. And I kind of got back to it. It took me a while. Took me a long time to learn, you know. But other people shouldn't have to go through that. Just look at people before you and see how it don't work all the time. Like I said, sometimes it do. You know, you get a few people that get lucky here and there. You know, they get lucky, but it don't always work out. But it works out better. Cause look at Megan Good. Now Megan Good and her husband, they waited until marriage for sex. Not that he never had it or she never had it, but they waited. You know, and there's other people that's doing it, so it can be done. If celebrities are doing it, everybody can do it. If I can do it, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Come on now, sister,
Woo.
talk about it now.
Come on, preacher.
I'm just gonna keep it real.
Keep it real.
If I can do it, anybody can do it. It can be done.
Yes.
And it's getting almost to that year mark now. So I'm feeling proud of myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling really proud of myself. You know, it's different, thank the Lord, but this is a good different, you know? It's a good different, and it's pleasing my Father, you know, because I can't keep on going around saying that, you know, I love God and this and that, and I'm not doing what he, you know, in that one area. Because, you know, you might be doing all the other areas right, but in that one area, it was like a it for me. But now it's not an it for me because, you know, I learned, you know?
Yes.
And it's like I want to get it right. You know, you could get married all these times and not get it right, but eventually you got to get it right. But you got to do something different.
Exactly.
So I'm doing something different. And, you know, for some of our people out there, you guys, if you just think about what we're saying right here and just know that there's value in waiting.
Yes.
There's value in waiting. There's value in yourself, you know. Value yourself. Because back in the days, I remember having a boyfriend for 2 years. We never, you know what I'm saying? But we was together for 2 years, and, you know, that's how people dated back then. You know, and all the cell phones, we didn't have the cell phones, and We didn't have none of that, and it's good. I love my cell phones. I love texting. I like online dating sometimes. I'm just keep it real, because it's just company, right? It's company if you're bored and stuff like that. But be very careful, you guys. Be really, really, really careful. I mean, if you're going to meet somebody, let everybody know who you're meeting. Meet at a public place like the mall or something like that. But let everyone know who you're meeting. If possible, send pictures. Okay, because my little baby, she will tell you, she in the studio today, but she will tell you, I didn't send her some pictures before, because if I'm going on a lunch date, it don't matter. I might not never see the person again. I'm going to send a picture. I'm going to let her know the name, the online name, the light.
Yes.
Didn't I do that, Jalen? I took a picture of the license plate before, and Jalen was like, God, Mama, why you take a picture of the license plate? Because you got to be careful. You have to be so careful. Because there have been women or, something that happened to people online dating. So you definitely have to be very, very careful. And that's whether you online dating or offline dating, right? If you meet somebody in a store, be careful.
Yes.
Don't just pop up at their house, go to their house, and, you let people know who you're dating. Send pictures, phone numbers, first, last name, whatever you can. Wherever you can, I'm telling you. It's so funny, though, right? Because my baby, she used to think I was kind of over a little bit. Did you, Jenny? She thought I was a little overprotective about that kind of stuff because I used to ask her, okay, what's his name? Where he at? Send me a picture. Yeah, but, you have to do all of that. And that's what I did because if we be as careful as we can, then we did look to God for the rest. Because we don't have ESP. We don't know who's who. You could meet somebody and know them for 5 months or a year, and you still really don't know the person.
You really just don't know them.
You don't really know them. And the best thing to do these days is pray and ask God for discernment.
Exactly.
Pray and ask God, help me discern every person that comes into my life. Why are they here? You know what I'm saying? Are they here for the long haul? Are they here for a season? Are they here to enhance my life? Are they asset? Are they liability? Are they here to hurt me? Are they here, you ask God specific, and he welcomes it, right?
Oh yeah.
If you ask him, he's gonna tell you. So you guys, we're gonna keep on talking about relationships. So JT, I know you got some more to say about relationship. I know you got some more to say about relationship.
I just wanted to
go ahead.
in too and speak on singleness too. I mean, for all the single people out there,
we definitely got
because I've been single throughout my life for a very long time, and to be honest, I enjoy being single. I think for me it's somewhat challenging now being in a relationship because I'm not used to having someone that is interested in my day, or me being interested in their day, or me wondering, what they're doing, or vice versa. I'm not used to having someone that's calling me on a regular, checking up on me.
In your space,
and it's okay, but at the same time, sometimes it feels like they're in my space, So I have to work this dating thing out. Because I'm quick to sabotage something because I feel like I'm being smothered. And, I don't want to do that because, as I said, I've met a really good guy, a very decent guy, and I want to give the relationship a chance, without stepping in there and not that I would sabotage it purposely, but just again, coming from a person who's been single for the majority part of their life and now being in a relationship, it changes things,
It do.
And it's a welcome change, don't get me wrong, but it is a change, and change can be difficult at times.
That's so funny because she's sitting over here talking about being single and it's a change for her. Well, it's a change for me not being in the relationship. So I'm trying to work this out, and God is helping me, but it's a change for me, okay, you guys? I have been married before a few times, but, that's neither here nor there, but it's a change for me. So I'm trying to work this out you know, sometimes being in the house by myself, plus my children are grown and on their own doing what they do. They doing all of them doing well too, thank the Lord. But that's a change for me. You know, it's such a change for me. I'll be sitting in the house sometime and I'll be like, okay, what am I going to do today? And so sometimes I might just get up and, you know, cook me some good food, make me some good old iced tea, watch a good movie, read the Bible or read a book or do something. And, you know, change my atmosphere and make myself happy.
Yes.
But it's a change for me, you guys. So, like, I'm just the opposite, right? Okay,
Yeah.
so JT, what about you?
I was going to say, and especially if you have been through a relationship prior to,
Yeah.
and then you become, say, single again or without a mate,
Yeah.
it can be frustrating.
Yeah.
Excuse me. You really have to work on your well-being, what
Right.
makes you happy.
Right.
And that's why you go on trips and you go to places that you've never been.
Right.
And
you just,
please don't go to the places where y'all used to hang out if y'all were together. Because
See?
everybody there going to be looking like, well, you still frequenting this place?
See?
You know, I just like to cut ties, start something anew.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you can start building your say, morale back or
Right,
your
right.
confidence, you
Right.
know. And then, of course, if you meet somebody after a long relationship,
Right.
normally it's hit and miss
Right.
because you're on a rebound.
Yes. Talk about it.
You're not really
Talk about
serious. You just want to fulfill a temporary need.
Talk
But
about that. JT.
once you get situated and start looking at some other positive areas and meeting new people and visiting other places other than where you used to have gone, you can kind of get your life back.
Yeah, so how important is waiting until a certain time so you don't be on the rebound, so you don't just involve the other person with baggage?
Right. I think that's a good thing. You should wait. You should,
Okay.
as they say, examine yourself.
Yes.
Examine yourself.
That's what you need to do, examine your own self.
Right.
Because possibly there could have been something that you had done or did to make the relationship not work.
Okay.
But I'm not going to say beat yourself up trying to figure it out,
Okay.
but
Okay.
at least try to say,
Examine yourself.
examine yourself
Yeah.
and say, well, okay, did I do all the things that I could do to
That
make
do
this
make
work?
a lot of sense, yeah.
Or did I just take advantage of a situation?
Yeah, that
And
do make a lot of sense.
nowadays, people just take advantage of situations.
That's true.
Whatever benefits them, that's what they do.
Yeah, because I've done that once in my life. I did a 5-year span with no relationship, no nothing, and I did get to know myself a little bit more, and it was, and then it's weird because when you go that long, sometimes without a relationship, then you get to the point where you don't want to, you know, it's
Yes.
weird,
That's a
right?
fact.
It's
That's a
weird.
fact.
It's like the more you by yourself, the more you can be by yourself. The more you in a relationship, the more you want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
That and that's how it goes. That's really weird, right?
And it's a two-way street.
It's a two-way street.
Two-way street. You have to want everything to work just as good or just as bad as the
Right.
other person. Because if you're at odds with each other and you're always bickering and
Right.
mass confusion over nothing, simple things.
Over nothing, right?
Yeah, simple thing
Yeah.
over nothing. At least talk about it if you can.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't want to communicate anymore.
Right.
They just take things for granted.
And that's so important.
It is, very much.
And it's
Very
so
much.
important not to take people for granted,
Yeah.
and then later on, you want them back
Yeah.
really, really bad, right?
Yeah.
Because when you're being nice, yeah. Because I'm the type of person, if I'm nice,
Mhm.
I'm nice.
Right.
But once a person get on my bad side, like that song, what's his name? R. Kelly, when a woman's fed up,
Yeah.
you know, that might be. And I don't know about men. I can't speak on men.
Yeah.
But when a woman's fed up, it's done.
Yeah,
it's
but
over.
You have to do something pretty devastating to a woman that really cares about you
Mm-hmm.
to just make her decide to just throw up her hands and says, it's over.
Yeah, because women are I'm glad you said that, JT, because women are usually, we're givers, and we'll give of ourselves so much.
Right.
Like our time, we'll cook, clean, we'll do everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when that person just try to take you for granted, oh, that's it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
When you get to that point, it's
And that's
done.
a dangerous point.
Well, one of the things that
That's why R.
I did.
Kelly sung about it.
One of the things that I did before dating is, I prayed, and I asked the Lord,
Awesome.
first to deal with me,
okay,
because
examine yourself.
yeah, examine myself and deal with my own personal issues where dating is concerned.
Okay.
Because again, coming from a person who's been single most of their life by choice,
Okay.
now being in a relationship is very, what should I say? Just different, It's
Different.
the whole feel of a relationship is different. But I like the relationship that I'm in, and I
Awesome.
prayed for this relationship. I was actually ready for a
Awesome.
relationship because, I used to say I never wanted to be in a relationship. I used to say I never wanted to be married.
I remember that.
And I've never been married. But at this point in my life, I'm considering marriage.
Okay.
And that's a big step for me.
It is a big
because
step, you guys.
I at one time I thought that I would just be single for the rest of my life because I'm very self-sufficient and I'm very content with myself, and I make good company. And so I don't have a problem with being, alone or by myself.
Right.
My issue is getting out, allowing people to, come into my space, And so prayer helps,
Prayer
because
really
I
helps.
pray about
Both
everything.
ways.
And when it came down to me being in a relationship, one of the things that I could say for myself is that I never had the baggage of a bad relationship.
Right.
I've never been in a relationship where I've had a broken heart. Well, to be honest, I've never been in a relationship where I've been in love. I've never experienced being in love before.
Wow.
And so that in itself is going to be a very new experience for me,
Okay.
But I can honestly say I didn't go into or come into the relationship that I'm in now with any type of baggage,
And that's how it should be. And that's why you should wait to get over the baggage part of
Yes.
it, like so you don't be on a rebound.
Right.
That's what anybody. Whether they dated a lot, dated a little, they should always wait, give themselves space between relationships. You know what I'm saying? It's so important because
Yes.
you don't want to make the other person suffer because, and even with you coming from singleness. You don't want to make the other person suffer because, oh, you in my space, you doing too much. You calling me too much, man. I mean, I wanted to call, but you calling me like 2 or 3 times a day. Yeah. So that kind of worked, both ways. You got to kind of think about the baggage of even being single.
Yeah,
for
that's
so
true.
long. You
That's
know what I'm
true. And I
saying?
have to find the balance in dating.
Right. Find the balance.
And, I think that I've, with the Lord's help, I think that I have found a good balance, and we've,
That's good.
found a good medium to whereas, we engage in each other's company, but at the same time, we're not in each other's face all the time. I couldn't be in a relationship where someone's up in my face all the time.
Well, eventually, if you guys get married, you guys are gonna be waking up to each other's face every morning.
That's why I said I'm considering,
Working on it, huh?
and I'm considering marriage because I have actually thought about that. Yes, if I get married, then of course all of what I said about my space kind of goes out the window.
Goes out the window. Wake up every day.
I'm very
baby.
aware. I'm very aware of that, and I'm not in any hurry to get married. I'm still learning how to be in a relationship, how to have someone and allow someone in my space. And I think just taking my time, is very helpful for me because again, I don't rush into anything, and I don't allow people to rush me into anything either. I make my own decisions when it comes to relationships, and again, my relationship is going very well. I'm very happy with my relationship, and
Shout out to Michael?
Shout out to Michael.
Shout out to
Yes.
Michael.
Shout out to he's probably at a barbecue right now at his mom's house.
Awesome.
But we did speak earlier, and I did let him know I was coming on the show. I told him if he won, he can call in and chime in on our conversation.
Well,
So,
you guys in a year or two from now, we're gonna have Michael and Jewel back on the show, and they're
Definitely.
gonna tell, you know, their testimony,
Definitely.
their story. Break it
Yes.
on down.
That would be great.
JT, you have anything else to say for our viewers out there?
No, no more than, like I say, examine yourself
Examine
and
yourself.
make sure the decisions that you make are positive decisions,
Mm-hmm.
and don't just rely upon someone else's, say, attractiveness and
Talk
all
about
that to sway you
Mm-hmm.
to get
Talk
into a
about that.
relationship.
it. Talk about that.
Because that seems to be the going thing now. You got to have the high heels. You got to have
Talk about it.
the purse that you get from Macy's or Neiman's
The
Marcus,
name brand,
and
huh?
name brands, and all this. That don't make you a woman because you wear all this stuff.
Talk about
It's
that.
the inside part. It's like buying a car and you don't know if it's got a motor or not.
See?
Yes, you got to look at the whole picture.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And sometimes looks can deceive us, especially men. You know, they want beauty anyway. They want somebody attractive.
Right.
But I want to look at the heart more than anything else, and the brain part.
Mm-hmm.
The potential to communicate with me
Right.
and see where I'm coming from, as well as me examining them, seeing where they're coming from.
Right.
And that's what makes a difference in life. But you learn these things through experience. And
Through experience.
yeah, you
yes.
learn these things through experience. And sometimes
Yeah.
experience just smack you upside the head and leave a big knot.
Talk
But you learn.
about that.
But you learn. You learn.
But it's like, sometimes it is the best teacher, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes experiences, because sometimes people can learn by watching other people, you know, and then sometimes you have to really experience it, like you said,
Or yourself.
get knocked upside the head to really realize, okay, you know what, I'm not going to do it this route no more.
Right.
I'm going to go this route, you know. And I like what you were saying too, Trudy, about the praying. So that's what I was saying, like about, ask God to discern the people that's coming into your life. Give you discernment, because without discernment of people or knowing what's their motive, what's their reason for being there, because I think everybody come into our lives for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's simple. Ask God, what is the reason this person is in my life? You know, and that'll cut down a whole lot of, you know, confusion, right? And don't have to date too long to know. You know, a lot of times you don't have to date that long to know if the person is for you or not for you. You know,
Right.
you just have to use wisdom, and common sense is a lot of it.
Yeah.
Common sense.
Common sense is a lot of it, right? Because common
sense.
sense tells us that if this guy or this girl, whoever the person is dating, they're not returning calls, they only call you at a certain time, booty time call, or they not, you know, they're not responding to you the way they should respond to you or the way you feel they should. Common sense lets you know that they're busy, otherwise have another relationship, maybe have 5 more relationships or whatever. So sometimes we gotta use a lot of common sense, and then listen to our inner person too. Listen to God talking to us inside of us, letting us know this is not the one. You know, I don't know how many times I didn't listen. I can't count, but I didn't listen sometimes. You know, so I know there's people out there that, and you know
Yes.
deep within your heart that this person that you're dating right now is not for you.
Mm-hmm.
But you're dating them because you're scared of being alone. And you cannot be afraid to be alone.
That, or you
Yes.
invested a lot into them, and
Or even if you invested a lot into them, leave now before you invest a lot more,
You got that
right?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Yes.
if you don't leave now, not only did you invest a lot, but now you're going to invest a whole lot and a whole lot more, right? So it's better just to, you know, when you see the signs are there for a reason. But then actually you can just talk to the person too, kind of ask them.
if they want to talk to you.
If they want to talk to you, right, JT,
Yeah,
like you
if they
said,
wanna talk.
if they want to talk.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people are just underhanded and
Yeah.
just do stuff out of nowhere and just, you know, Yeah, JT, you know about that, right? So yeah, it's a situation. People know, and I know about that situations where sometimes people just don't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and most of the times we know. So listen to your heart. When your heart is telling you that it's not right, listen to your heart. Do not be afraid of being alone.
Yes.
Don't even be afraid, women out there. Don't be afraid to date someone for some months, and if it don't work, okay, you got to date somebody else. You can't sit there and keep dating this person just because you don't want to look a certain way because you've been dating him. Now everybody know you dating him, so you gotta like, oh no, I gotta keep dating him. I know he ain't right behind closed doors, but in front of everybody's eyesight, oh, it look like I got a good relationship. That's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
And the best thing to do is just,
Be true to
clean,
yourself.
clean,
Be true.
clean, clean,
Yeah.
Clean.
and do not. This is my thing. This is for me, right?
Mhm.
But do not just wait for marriage.
Yes.
I haven't always been like that in the past, but I'm older and I'm learning and I know some stuff. Today is my birthday. Hey, happy birthday to me.
Hey.
Yeah, so I'm learning, right, as I grow, and I don't want to keep making the same mistakes.
No.
I don't want to keep not pleasing God because He
Yes.
is my Father and I love Him so much. And when you love somebody, then you really try to please them. Like Mom and Dad Pullum said, you love that person, you try to please them, you try to make them happy, you do everything you can to make them happy. And it's different for me because it's different for me, but it's okay. It's good. It's good because God is always there. Jewel, look like you want to say something over there.
I was just thinking about just in coming into a relationship, it's always a good thing to be a whole person yourself.
Ooh,
Because if you're broken, and you're coming into a relationship looking for different things and looking to be validated in different areas, then that's the wrong way to start a relationship.
That's the wrong
Because
way.
you will get what you attract, or you'll get what you attract.
Right.
And if, again, you're coming in and you're wounded, my suggestion would be to seek the Lord and become whole.
Yes.
Because before you can be good with somebody else, you have to learn to be good by yourself.
Ooh, talk about that. Talk about that. You definitely
Yes.
do. And I definitely agree with that. You agree with that, JT?
Absolutely. And sometimes counseling helps too.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For counseling.
Counseling absolutely
I think
helps.
counseling is very
Okay,
good.
that's real good. Counseling.
Mm-hmm.
And counseling is for relationship counseling?
Relationship
Relationship
It doesn't have to
counseling.
be marriage counseling.
Right.
Be just a general, general cleansing.
Mm-hmm.
counseling.
General cleansing. I like that, JT.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. And I think we need more outlets for singles to go and talk or to learn how to be in a relationship.
Yes.
They have marriage boot camp and marriage
Right.
seminars.
nothing
But
for
I
single.
think that sometimes the singles should be able to go to the marriage seminars so they can hear some of the things that the married people are talking about so they can understand what is it like to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So I think that sometimes these marriage seminars should open it up for singles to know what they in for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because sometimes if you've been single, like you said, Trudy, for a long time, you've been single,
Yes.
you don't know all the ins and outs of being in a relationship.
Right. Exactly.
But if you went to a marriage seminar,
Mhm.
that's going to give you a good clue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of what to do in a relationship.
And I know for me, and you, Gail, we were up under Bishop W.A. Garrett's leadership.
Really
And Bishop Garrett used to teach, and Mrs. Garrett too, teach about being a woman, being a wife,
did.
being a
She
mother.
did.
And then Bishop Garrett being a man, being a husband, being a
See.
provider,
See,
and
they
so he taught us as his daughters in Christ,
Talk about that, too.
how to find, or not even find, because we as
Wait.
women, we're not to find the man, and that's a mistake that a lot of
find
women
a
make.
wife.
They go out there looking for the man when in actuality,
Talk about
the
that.
man is supposed to find the woman according to the
Okay.
Bible.
Okay.
And so, again, coming up in that church and learning, from a married couple,
Mhm.
the ins and outs of marriage, it blessed
Right.
my life. And that's one of the
See.
things that helped me to, become the person that I am today,
Right.
because he taught us as a father would teach his daughter.
Yeah, he did. He did.
You have to learn to love yourself before anyone else can love you.
Yeah.
And you can't make a person love you.
And then he showed an example too, right?
Yes, they showed us
He
an
showed
example
examples
daily.
of what marriage is about.
Exactly.
And even my church went to our in Lancaster, Bishop Kenja and his Pastor Kenitra. They
Yes.
showed a good example. My pastors now, the Hodges, Linda Hodge and Dr. Fred Hodges. Yeah,
Yes.
they showing a good example. So
And my
we
pastors,
have
the
examples.
Weavers. Yes,
Yeah,
the
we have
Weavers.
examples right now,
We do.
And women out there, I just want to say, become a wife so you can get found, because the Bible says a man to find a wife, find a good thing and obtain
Yes.
favor from the Lord.
Yes.
And so I was sitting there the other day, and I was like, man, I'm a wife already. I'm just waiting on my husband to find me.
That's
Because
it.
I know I'm a wife. I already
Yes.
know what to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know cooking, cleaning, all that kind of stuff, and these are things I do already.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're already a wife and you're not sitting there trying to be a girlfriend, then the man is going to find you. Because the Bible didn't say a man to find a girlfriend. The Bible said a man to find a wife, find a
Right.
good thing and obtain things
Right.
for the Lord. And so the men, you guys got to think about this too. When you find a wife, you find a good thing and you obtain favor from the Lord. Do you know how special that is?
Yes.
You get extra favor for finding a wife.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, let's do this, y'all. Let's have some wedding bells, get married and stuff, because all this going around fornicating and everything, sleeping around defiled beds, not being married and everything, it ain't the business. It's not the business. It might feel like the business, but it's not. It's temporary, right? So we want something good, permanent, and we want God, right?
And not only
we want
that,
Him
you
to be
want-
at the head of it.
Yeah, you want your marriage to be blessed.
You want your marriage to be
You
blessed.
know.
You want your bed to be blessed.
Yes, you want your bed to be blessed, and
Yes.
and with God in the middle of a marriage
It can
and
be
or a
blessed.
relationship, it can't help but be blessed.
Yes.
And that's why one of the important factors in my life with my relationship was that he was saved.
Save is
He
definitely
was
a key
saved,
point.
sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost.
Definitely a key point. Yeah.
Because I cannot, as a believer, I cannot be in a relationship with a non-believer. You
hear that,
so
you guys? She cannot be in a relationship with a non-believer. So you guys, we're out of time. Okay,
Are we out of time
hour
already?
is up. Okay,
Wow.
it goes so quick, and then we really be getting into it. So anyway, I thank JT, my guest. I thank my sister Jewel, and you guys. I thank you, viewers, for coming every Monday at 4:00. I've been through it, hosted by Gail Davis. You guys come back, chime in, call in, and always come to support.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and we thank God.
Dear Father, I stand today just want to say thank you, Lord, for everything that you've done for me. Somebody's gonna need you, Lord. Somebody's gonna need a friend. Well, I stopped by to let you know that I know somebody that'll stick closer than a mother, somebody that'll stick closer than even a father. Well, friend, I'm talking about Jesus Christ. Yeah. Thank you, Lord. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. 'Cause I know Jesus will never let you down. No. Whenever you need Him, I know He'll always be around. Now I came to tell you today that Jesus will be there every day. 'Cause I know Jesus, he'll never let you down. Whenever you need the Lord, I know never let you down. No, 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 no. You need the Lord. He'll never let you down. Wait a minute, y'all. Yeah. Don't doubt the Lord. No, no. Don't doubt the Lord whatever you do. Don't doubt the Lord. No, no. The Lord will always see you through. Just let me tell you. Just tell you what he done for